Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have difficult work before us today. Nobody likes the position that we find the state in. But I do want my friends and colleagues here to remember why we are in this position. We're in this position because after 8 years of supposedly balanced budgets under Governor Rendell, the state's fiscal health declined by collective $20 billion. We toss around in conversation terms like surplus so casually that perhaps people forget what a surplus actually is. If you look at the state's audited financial statements, the standard prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. It takes away any partisan slant, takes away any question of trying to shade the data, but just what are the facts? And the facts are, this year, June 30th, the state is going to be more than $10 billion in the red. $10 billion. So when I hear folks saying that there is a surplus, I realize that they have not had the benefit of actually looking at the state's financial condition. But they're talking about cash in their pocket. And the problem with measuring whether or not you have a surplus by cash in your pocket, rather than how much you already owe and what you actually own, is that people spend cash in their pocket if they don't think about what obligations have already been taken on. Earlier this week, we had a listing of over $50 billion in unfunded obligations that await payment by our neighbors and friends across Commonwealth of Pennsylvania because they are debts that the state is obligated for. There is no surplus. I wish it were so. There is a happy difference between what was budgeted for this year and what the end result will be. Thank goodness that we had a new governor in January to make that so. But simply because the House has been well managed, that the state has been well managed for 6 months, does not erase the collective deterioration of the state's financial position that happened over the last 8 years. And the notion that there is money to burn is a complete illusion. I hear my colleagues talking about they might have done this, they might have done that. But when this budget started in this House chamber, there was no plan set forth. Today I hear expressions of angst that amendments offered today in the wrong forum at the wrong time that didn't meet the rules of this House, rules that you voted for. That you offer suggestions at this late date knowing that they don't conform to the rules you voted for does not impress me. And I don't think it's going to impress very many people. You turn in your homework late and you completed an assignment for French class and English. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So I would ask my colleagues to be responsible, to realize there is no surplus. Let's vote to concur and get on with getting Pennsylvania's fiscal house in order. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair,